Hi, welcome back to another screencast for LSSL 5385, Young Adult Literature, for the fall 2013 semester. Here we are back at our LiveBinder site. We're going to go ahead and click and open up our LiveBinder. We're going to go to Assignments, and in this screencast I want to talk about the social networking activity. Remember, as always, the activity pops up as a Word document. I can ask it to open it, or if I elect to, I can also save it so that I have a copy on my own desktop or on a thumb drive. So while I wait for this to open, I will say that your social networking activity is going to include Twitter this semester. So if you don't already have a Twitter account, remember in how to get started for the class, you were instructed to get a Twitter account. So I'm assuming that by the time you get to this activity that you've got a Twitter account and that maybe you're familiar with kind of maneuvering around Twitter. This particular activity has two parts to it. The first is fairly straightforward. On Twitter, you're going to follow members of the library science department. You're going to follow Dr. Chance. Her Twitter handle is @TexasPageTurner. Me, and I'm @Professor Nana, and Dr. Perry, who is @KPerry. You're going to need to select 5 other people to follow as well, including a young adult author, a classroom teacher who works with tweens or teens, a publisher, a literacy organization, and a school librarian who works with tweens and teens. I will provide you at LiveBinder something called a Twitter starter pack that will give you names of people and organizations that you can follow, and you can select from those. You need to follow these people for a minimum of 10 weeks. That's a little over 2 months. At the end of that time, you're going to write a reflection. What did you learn? Who did you follow? Did you follow any links that they shared? Did you share anything that you learned on Twitter with a colleague? And most importantly, how might these social networks serve you as a school librarian? That's going to mean, ladies and gentlemen, that you follow people on Twitter, and hopefully people will follow you back, and that you do it over an extended period of time. Let me take you now to the Twitter site. I'm going to just go ahead and pull that down for a minute. I'm going to take you over. This is my Twitter page, my home page, my landing page. You can see that I've been on Twitter for quite a long time. I have almost 30,000 tweets that I've posted. I've got a little over 1,000 people that I'm following and almost 7,000 people who are following me. Now that took place over a 4 to 5 year period. Yours certainly will not look like that, but you can see my profile when you log in. As you can see, when I log in, almost immediately, I'm told I have new tweets. And when I'm checking Twitter, I basically run down my feed and I'm looking for folks that are posting out links, posting out things that I love to see. Penny Kittle's one of my favorite people, and she'll be on your Twitter starter pack. She says, I love writing with students when I guest teach in classrooms. New students equal new energy and ideas for writing. This is something that if I were a school librarian, I would be sharing with my English teachers, because this is a chat that's taking place online, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. So I'll pretty much be scrolling through, looking for information. Here's some information about another starred review for Holly Black's latest book, The Coldest Girl in Cold Town. She's an author. She's somebody that you could follow on Twitter. And I make it a point that at least a couple times a day, first thing in the morning and usually right before I go to bed, I go through my Twitter feed. Now, home simply means these are all the people that I'm following who have posted tweets to me. And you can see it'll say on the date in which it's been posted and how long this post has been up. I can also look at the interactions that people have with me. These are people who are saying something directly to me. They've read something I've tweeted, or they want me to take a look at something that they have, and so that kind of narrows it down a little. There's also then a link here called Me, and Me is my profile. There you see Scout and the little avatar that I use. You'll see some photos that I've posted recently, And if I have a little dot right here, it means that somebody has sent me a direct message. And that means that that person and I can have a conversation without it being open to everyone on Twitter. I don't have any new ones right now, but if you look, you'll see that occasionally there's times when I just want to have conversations with individual people, especially when I'm asking someone to send me an address or a phone number so I can be in touch with them. But for the most part, when I scroll through my tweets, I do it from my homepage. So you'll need to be on Twitter, you'll need to follow people, and I'm hoping that in addition to following people, you'll follow the links. Joyce Valenza is one of the librarians that you have the option of following on Twitter, and you can see right here talking about bias in book covers. And so if I want to read that particular article, I click on the link. This is what I love about Twitter. I simply click on it. It takes me directly to the page where I can look at that particular link that's being referred to in Joyce's tweet. I can, by the way, reply to this tweet, say thank you for posting that, that was a great article. I can retweet it so that everybody who follows me gets a chance to see it. You see I just did that there. I can mark it as one of my favorites, which means I can come back to it and find it more readily. You can see that right there. And under more, I have the option of emailing that tweet, embedding that tweet, and often I will email myself a tweet if it's something I want to go back to and look at later. I know I could scoop it. I know I could use other things to control these, but I find that if I email them, I tend to look at them faster. So one of your projects with Twitter is going to be following a handful of people, about 10 all told, for 10 weeks. That's pretty much 2/3 of the semester. You should get onto that assignment pretty quickly. Remember that if you follow links, it would be really important for you to say, you know, when I was following Joyce Valenza, she had some really great links that took me to articles about X, Y, and Z. I shared one of these with my principal. Those are the kinds of things I'm looking for when you're doing that first part of the Twitter assignment. Now, there's a second part to the Twitter assignment. Let me come down here and pull it back up. And that is to participate in Title Talk. Title Talk, I've mentioned this already, happens the last Sunday of each month from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you need to participate in two, either the one at the end of August, September, October, November. Those are the ones that will fit within our time frame. In order to participate in Title Talk chat, we need to come back here to Twitter. Let me open this up. And you'll see that there's a search function on Twitter. See the little magnifying glass? That always means search. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to type in Title Talk. On the last Sunday of the month, I want to find all of the tweets that mention Title Talk. And if I'm doing this from 7 to 8 p.m., the only thing that I'm going to see in this feed are the people who are participating in Title Talk. There are other ways to do this. If you're familiar with Hootsuite, if you're familiar with TweetDeck, if you're familiar with Twub, you can use any of those. But if you're not, that's the way to follow the Twitter Talk. As you can see right now, these are people just making references to Title Talk. When you actually get into the Title Talk itself, you'll see that there are going to be a lot of tweets. They're going to happen every 2 or 3 seconds, and it's going to be kind of hard to keep up with. The good news about Title Talk is after it's all over, all the tweets will be archived so you can go back and read them. So just remember, search function, Title Talk, log in a little bit before 7 so that you're ready and waiting. I will probably tweet out, hey, everybody in 5385, send me a tweet and let me know you're here. And it will be up to you to make sure that I get that so that I know that you were present for the tweet, so that I mark you, so that you get credit for this. Because I don't want you just reading the archives, I actually want you participating in the tweet. So that's assignment. That's the assignment for Twitter. It's 2 parts. And basically when you write this up, you'll write it up for me in 2 parts, but you'll submit it as one document. I hope that that helps you with this particular assignment for the class, and that you don't find doing something like Title Talk something that's terribly difficult. That's the end of this